Hi everybody, it's Diane from Diane's Corner. I'm down here by a section of town here by the theater and at the old Mike's Bar that is the Rusty Rail now, and the post office. And it's a little blustery in here, so I'm just gonna get myself tucked into the post office. And I was gonna talk about the different buildings that have been built around Belfield. And here I am inside the post office. We were here a while back. And so I was going to share with you some of the building projects and who the builders were. And this is taken again from the 1962 edition here of the Belfield News. And I'm going to look over here. There. Okay. Let's see. No, I'm going to check. I'm going to check this direction. Okay. So remember last week I talked about Mr. Kessel here. Mr. Kessel, Frank and Clara Kessel, they both immigrated with their parents to the Belfield area from Russia, but they were from Germany too. But they met in Belfield, in the Belfield here when they were young adults and got married and had 13 children. So one of his interests, which I talked about last week, was that bentonite. Well, first of all, he was in farming and ranching, and then he got interested in the Badlands and that bentonite and worked on that factory thing. And then this opportunity in 1949 rolled around, and they developed Kessel and Kessel Builders, suppliers founded in 1949. You remember the Hollanders left in about 1945, and they sold quite a bit of the land and things like that. Well, that was right when people were starting to build homes in Belfield. And so actually, I just have to give a lot of honor to this Kessel family who did quite a lot of the buildings. I don't know, I didn't realize all of it that they had done, but it says the Kessel brothers actually got their start in 1946 when they built the Duletsky home, which we looked at is south of the tracks there. Ed Duletsky home, I think. Maybe not. I'm not sure about that, but I'm thinking that's the home in Belfield. Ignatz was the boy that got the ball rolling when he raised $8,000 for the original investment. Ignatz was joined by his brother Nick and Alois in 1949, and brothers George and Len came into the firm in 1950. In 1949, the Kessels built their first commercial building in Belfield, the electric shop for Tony Chrusch. In 1950, they constructed the building that is occupied by John Haverlock's barber shop and Ideal Cleaners. So that was right along Main Street there. 1952 and 53, Frank's coffee shop was torn down and rebuilt. In the meantime, in 1949, they constructed and moved into their own lumber yard near Highway 85 in Belfield. And in 1950, Ignatz straw-bossed the building of Mike Oleynk's beautiful new theater. So straw-bossed, I'm wondering if that isn't taking different straws and see who gets the longest or who gets the shortest, and then he would be the boss. The modern BelVu Motel, owned and operated by Ignatz Kessel, was constructed by the firm in 1950. The BelVu Phillips 66 service station and bulk plant were also constructed about this time. During all this time, and up to 1957, the Kessel firm was building many homes in Belfield, farm buildings in the area, and they also found time to do commercial construction work in Grand Forks, Bismarck, and Dickinson, and Wall, South Dakota, and Glendive, Montana. So they did commercial construction then. 1957, they were low bidders on the big Theodore Roosevelt Memorial Project. And from then until 1961, on 2 separate projects, they constructed the following buildings in the South Unit: the Museum and Visitor Center, the Maintenance Shop Building, Warehouse and Vehicle Storage Building, many comfort stations, 6 homes and apartment houses. They also rebuilt and remodeled a government home and did all the curb and gutter work around the units. They also did considerable work in the north unit of the park. Jobs started in 1961 and in various stages of completion are the $500,000 school at Halliday, schools at New Leipzig and Rieder. They are low bidders on a new school building at New Salem. And now this is the photo here that shows the visitors center they built at park headquarters in Medora. You can recognize that butte on the east side of Medora here. Note over here now there's Teddy Roosevelt's Badlands cabin in the background. This cabin was moved from the Capitol grounds in Bismarck and reconditioned. Now it says they also built the post office owned by Mike Olieynk in Belfield and a post office building in Medora. Ignatz sold his interest in the partnership in January of 1962, leaving Alois, George, Nick, and Len still in partnership. So that is the story of quite a lot of the building projects in Belfield with the Kessel and Kessel Builders. So I thought that was kind of a completion of that story about. Well, thank you for joining me here at Diane's Corner, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye now.